Welcome to the stream, everyone. Today, we're going to return to the surface and take the fight to the demons in the city. For those who don't remember, near the beginning, while we were celebrating in the city square, it got attacked by a demon lord, which is basically a demigod that killed the dragon protector of the city, like in one shot, and we tried to fight it, but to no avail. But so things don't look good for the city. Also, before I leave here, I have some good news. I mentioned in the last stream I did that you could fight a very strong water elemental in this area, like a really strong one, like more powerful than the boss. Well, I actually managed to defeat it. The game actually tells you that areas will have very, very challenging boss monsters, and you can choose whether to engage it or not. And it's going to be very powerful, but it gives you a good reward. Well, I decided to engage. I decided to do some buffs, like I got some anti-water buff since it was a water elemental. I did some increasing armor class. Even then, it was still a hard fight. It managed to kill my paladin here, Selena, despite all that. But I managed to win. This ring was the major reward. There was also a few extra cure moderate rune potions, which are better than the cure light. But this is the major reward. So basically, it protects you against cold spells and makes your cold spells more powerful. This is really good for a cold-based mage, like a Winter Witch, or my Magnus could have used this, unfortunately, but I skipped it the first time because I had such a hard time with it. I honestly didn't think it'd be possible to beat it, but the second time around, I actually did manage to defeat it, and that's the reward you get. So if you can, definitely try to get that. But it'll be a hard fight. You might want to consider knocking the difficulty down if need be. Half plate actually gives the same armor bonus. Yeah, it's 1 point higher, but the max she has a +1 to dexterity. If she equips a half plate, she loses that. This armor is a bit cooler than the braided mail, and they give the same. Actually, there is a flat-footed advantage to wearing the half plate. So that would be yeah, and this looks cooler. So I'll go ahead and equip half plate. She's a tank anyway, so she definitely needs it. I also got the Radiance Longsword, which you want to get because you can upgrade this later. Or so I looked up online, and that's what they said. She's not going to be using that. Though I could. No, that's a two-handed, isn't it? No, it's not, actually. Not a big fan of using the Cult Shield, but hey. In case enemies are resistant to slashing damage, because skeletons, I believe, are. So it's better to have weapons at the ready of multiple types, unless you're a character that relies on using a specific weapon. Like if your character has heavy points in weapon focus or weapon specialization in a certain weapon, then it's probably not a good idea to have multiple, but they can still be useful. If the enemy has damage resistance to like slashing, for example, I could switch over to a bludgeoning weapon.
I will help where I can. A bright future awaits us.
So that's the benefit of that.
No reason to pause.
All my characters but one I do believe I collected all that. Yeah. Might as well. I emptied my inventory when I sold some stuff to a trader that comes near the end. But I'll grab that stuff so I can sell the armor I got here too. Because money is going to be important.
While the survivors wander the dungeons, the battle on the surface rages on. The warriors of Kenabris are trying to defend the Wardstone, but their strength is flagging. Their resistance is valiant, yet it will all be in vain if no one rises up to turn the tide.
That's gonna be us. I initially thought that how could they win with the Demon Lord being there? The one that just dropped their most powerful defender in an instant. What chance could the city have against something like that? We shall see. But the noble paladins above are not giving up.
It is no trouble.
Also, I don't know if I said this in the last stream, but this guy right here, Horus Grimm, if you get him out of the underground, he'll give you 1,000 gold pieces. You can persuade him to get 2,000. I failed in the stream, but I went back and re-rolled until I succeeded because that money's going to be important. There's a lot of valuable, good stuff you can get.
This is simple.
Good, I picked up the scale mill I had to leave behind.
Awaits us.
It's good that I didn't have to leave all that behind.
I'll see what I can do.
That money will definitely be useful. The money I get for selling that stuff will be useful. And RPG's money, or the early game money, is almost always very useful. Because you don't have much starting out. Oh, dang. Yeah. Go. Go Paladin. You just dropped like 2 of them. And barely a third. No casualties here. Good job. But yeah, so these big guys have been at it for a long time. They haven't rest, so who knows, they might be nearing their limits. Not getting much sleep over a few days is not very good. And there's no energy drinks in these times. There might be a magical equivalent. I don't know.
By the goddess, Nevi, I'd almost lost all hope.
Everything's fine, Beth. I'm here. I'm here. This here's a new friend. She rounded up those of us who survived the fall and led us up to the surface. Without her, we'd never have made it out. Let me introduce you to my wife, Arabeth Tirabade, head of the Eagle Watch.
Well,
Until the army arrives, I'm the temporary warden of Kenabres. And you're just in time. As you can see, we're in the middle of a battle. And thank you for getting Nevia out of there. Demons attacked the city. Their main target was the Ward Stone. I trust I don't have to explain to you what the Ward Stone is and how important it is to the Crusaders. We must retake it at any cost, or the fall of Kenabres will be the beginning of the end of the Crusades, and with them, the rest of the world.
for those who don't know, this is the Ward Stone she's talking about. Yeah, a chain of powerful artifacts keeping the World Wound's expansion at bay. The World Wound is basically a rift between this world's version of the Abyss, where the demons are. One could also say that's hell. It's basically like a hell portal that's coming out into this world, which is Goron. I think it's called. I think Gordrin, or this is the name of this world we're at. And seek to overwhelm the world, and the Ward Stone is preventing it from expanding. And if it gets taken out, nothing will stop its expansion. Yeah, this is happening in the same world as Pathfinder Kingmaker. And based on what I remember from what this game said, I believe it takes place after the events of Kingmaker. This game is a sequel to that game, by the way. It has it introduced more classes, and even added more stuff to previous classes, like the Magnus got the Arcane Rider, which I'm currently using in my Vanguard playthrough, which is the one I'm going through before I do this one. They also added new classes like the Witch class, which basically has hexes, which work on enemies like once per day. Another major thing they added was mounted combat with horses and stuff. And the neat thing about that one is if you charge an enemy while you're on horseback with a spear, a long spear, short spear, even a javelin, you can deal double damage.
I see that you had a difficult journey to the surface. You need to rest. But there's a lot riding on this battle. I have no right to command you, but I'm asking you to help us. The city's gone. Most of the defenders, including the Dragon Terendelev, fell in the first few hours. The civilians either fled or died in the chaos. The place is overrun with cultists and demons.
Yeah, so...
Don't talk like that. Canabres hasn't fallen. Not while it still has defenders like you and me.
Sweet words don't change the grim truth.
No, she's right. Thank you, Knight. Until we no longer have the strength to hold a weapon, until Iomedae abandons us, we will fight for Canabres.
Yeah, it may have fallen, but we can take the city back. That's the attitude we need to have.
The Grey Garrison. Until recently it served as barracks for the Crusaders, but it's now been taken over by cultists. The demons have long laid siege to Canabres, but this time, their Lord Dascari appeared in the flesh. He ripped the ward stone from the ground and hurled it halfway across the city to here. I thought the stone was destroyed, but it seems all is not lost, yet. Dascari has gone, but the ward stone is surrounded by a horde of those creatures. What are they going to do to it? Nothing good, that's for certain.
Yes, that's true. Well, the good news is the Demon Lord's gone. We don't have to deal with him yet. We're probably not ready, because the last time we fought, it didn't end well for us. But I guess this is an example of the Demon Lord, the villain, being so arrogant in thinking that they won, or what remains probably isn't worth their time. But that arrogance comes to bite them in the ass when those defenders manage to pull a 180 comeback. That's the trope that's going on here. Dascari thought he won, so he was like, I'm done. You guys can... And left his minions to clean up the remains.
But how did he do that? He's a demon. The wardstone should have burned his filthy hide.
It should have. But what happened, happened. We don't know why. The wardstones are a gift of Iomedae. Created personally by her herald, a mighty angel, and a general of the celestial armies. The wardstones keep the world wound from expanding. They stand along the border of the territory controlled by the demons, creating a barrier to keep them inside. The Canabres obelisk was the first to be placed. It is the key to the whole barrier. We cannot leave it in the hands of those monsters from the abyss.
Here's the abyss. A realm of infinite horror and unlimited danger. Oh, and about what they mentioned before about how the demons not being able to touch the wardstone or else they'll get burned. I have a theory that maybe once he did what he did with the wardstone, it may have drained his strength or damaged him to a point where he had to recover. It's a theory. I don't know if I'm right on that, but I'm just throwing it out there. And maybe that's the reason why he left, and it wasn't because he was so arrogant that he thought what was up was beneath him. It could have been that when he did what he did, he hit a wall and he got to his limit and had to retreat for that. That's a good explanation for it. For why he left, I mean. Alternately, he could have had something that allowed him to touch the wardstone without getting hurt. Or some type of power. Well, the only real two theories I have at the moment. But considering how vital it was to get rid of the wardstone, I think he would have... He decided that the best way to win was to go in himself, take out the defenders, and take out the wardstone, even if it costed him a lot, or caused a lot of damage and stuff. He thought that his minions were unable to do this, so he had to take it off of himself. That's why he appeared this time, because they mentioned before that there were many attacks, and after those attacks, it became clear that the ordinary demons, or maybe even some higher ranking ones, couldn't do anything, so he had to take the charge himself if he wanted to see results.
Very good. Report to me in full when we get back to the Defender's Heart. It's our temporary headquarters. Right now, the most dangerous cultists are here. The ones occupying the Grey Garrison. Most people in Kenabres think that the children of the First Crusaders are simply a legend. Other people say that the day you emerge on the surface heralds the start of the end of the world. I'm not superstitious, but the situation is apocalyptic, all right. Having a living legend on our side can't hurt.
Sorry to say, they're not really living legend material. I mean, they are very strong, but they don't really have a strong army, as they mentioned before, and they don't live very long, so they kind of are like us mortals. Not perfect. They have a few good traits, but also some weaknesses to go along with it.
Come on, living legend? A walking folktale, maybe? I just need to make sure I don't turn into a running joke.
Yeah.
That's the spirit. You, take Anavia to the rear. The rest of you with me.
Buddy, you haven't done a damn thing besides promise me a reward. So you can stop grumbling. You literally have the easiest job out of all of us. Just sit back and don't die, while we do all the heavy lifting. Privileged people, I swear.
Lord Horgus Worm, forgive me. I did not realize we had civilians among us. My people will escort you somewhere safe. To the extent that anywhere in Kenabres can be said to be safe right now.
Yeah, no one's asking you to fight.
That's right. Fighting spirit is the one thing that we've got plenty of. Actual fighting power, that's not so great. Fighting know-how, even worse. But fighting spirit, at least we're rich in that.
For Iomedae! For the Queen! Kill the beast!
It is no trouble.
All right.
The world is full of wonder. I heed the voice of the spirits.
Are we in trouble yet?
Together, we stand.
Open your heart to me. Is there trouble?
Rely on me.
Yet another obstacle.
Yeah.
Into the fray.
Away, you rascal!
Come on, let's not sit around and do nothing.
The inheritor. Guide my blade. I will help where I can. No
All right,
reason to pause. On my way.
This one was beyond me. Ah, not this time.
It says the lock is jammed. Well,
This is simple.
whatever's in there, we can't get to. It's alright. Got cultists over there, cultists over here. Yeah, I wouldn't count on that, buddy. Don't do it. You're gonna die. Yep.
Save the last one for me.
We'll let the Crusaders handle what's over here. We'll handle the Crusaders on this end, which... Actually, I'm not gonna lie, there's a whole bunch of them over here.
Take you.
You've crossed the wrong mongrel.
Actually, I'm gonna go ahead and...
You won't survive me.
A
Well, I was planning on throwing a bomb, but... Provoked attack of opportunity, but thankfully... they missed. Oh, the recruit got wasted very quickly. We warned him. If he betrayed us, he was gonna die.
The spirits demand your blood.
Well, looks like they're helping us out. Should I switch to one-handed? Should I back off? What to do?
Endure this.
Another one bites the dust.
Your time is over.
There are a lot of them there, so I will power up a little bit.
Make every strike count.
Nice.
The light, take you.
You offend me. You are today's sacrifice.
Okay, I'll switch back to... I messed up. I clicked I wanted to switch back to my bow. Oh well.
Into the fray.
Uh-oh. Sorry, Colt is... sadly, do I have any items I can use here? Bear's endurance isn't bad. Those guys are annoying. Luckily I'm an alchemist, and once I reach level 8, I will become immune to this stuff. I thought one of ours died, but nope.
You've crossed the wrong mongrel.
Oh, I forgot. I need to use the cold iron bolts if I'm gonna attack him. I do not... Should be alright.
The Inheritor, guide my blade.
Go ahead and get out of this poison gas, because if I remain in there, I can fail a savings throw and be paralyzed. Now throw a bomb. Nice, it took out the wizard. Okay, I thought he was out of it. Nah, he wasn't.
This'll leave a bruise. You just sit here. Don't worry about me.
Ah, she went down. Not good. Try to get her out. Good, we're getting some help over here. Well, you can't do anything right now because you're still paralyzed from the poison. Same with Landon here.
You won't survive me.
See, I got 2 people viewing. So welcome to the stream. We're in the middle of a fight with cultists, trying to retake a city that's been overwhelmed by demons.
Stand down.
Missed. They're missing me, so that's good. Oh, they're getting some good hits on. Nice. Nice work.
Endure this.
Nice! That was a crit. Yes, he did. Was that a crit? Well, no, it wasn't. Thought it was, since it exploded in a shower of gore. Guess not.
Away, you rascal.
Ah, did nothing. I don't think I have a cold iron weapon on her yet. This poison's a bitch, and unfortunately this is not the only time we're gonna have to deal with it.
We will win this war. A bright future awaits us. Lead on.
these cultists have a glaive. Masterworks. Carry as much as you can out.
Together we stand.
Sadly, I can't take everything. Masterworks. Composite, those are good. The recruit had some light potions, so guess it's good he went down, because I could use those. Actually made using light potions more convenient in this game. You can actually keep using them until you heal. In the last game you had to just keep manually using them.
It is no trouble.
Yeah, the game's trying to railroad us. Used till fully healed. That was not in Pathfinder Kingmaker.
Rely on me. No reason to pause. On my way.
Alright, let's continue. Alright, we got this guy here. Definitely want to loot. There's a lot of potential gold for you laying around. These guys don't need to loot because they're NPCs, but I do. Now we missed we missed a few things. Thankfully this game allows you to loot at the end. Honestly, I could do that myself. Now that I think about it. I always just like looting when I am done with the fighting. That's just me. Yeah, but once you leave this area, we can't come back, so make sure you get all the valuable stuff. Carry till you can't carry anymore. And then sell this for some real good gold. And then use that gold to buy really powerful items to help you survive the coming trials. I mean, we gotta fight a demon lord, which is a demigod, so we're gonna need all the help we can get.
What's this? Do we have guests? Just in time. The place is a bit of a mess, and I haven't even poured the blood into the goblets yet. Why don't you... Oh!
interesting creature we have here. A demon that has no eyes. You can even see it. That's very creepy.
What an unexpected surprise. Staunton, my little sweetheart. Long time no see. I've missed you so much. Have you missed me? Admit it. You missed me terribly.
There I go. You again, you wench!
Okay, this eyeless demon has history with our dwarf friend here.
Minago, the one who... Be careful. She's one of the deadliest creatures in the whole demon horde. She was once responsible for a massacre in Knabris. She must be back to finish what she started.
So, she's a high-ranking lieutenant. That's concerning. Here's the, her bio here. And she also has history with the dwarf that was just introduced.
Does he know me? Staunton, darling. Tell them all how close we were.
That wench? She's the one who led me astray. She's the reason my life has gone to the abyss. She's the reason why Teresa fell.
Oh my, like butter wouldn't melt. What I remember is how eagerly you would run to our trysts, how you begged to see me again, how you promised you'd do anything I asked. By your own free will, you said this. And now you claim that Dresden fell because of me. No, no, my dear. That was entirely your own doing.
I'll beat your lying lips into your filthy throat!
Now, Staunton, don't say things like that. Not about these lips, the ones you kissed so sweetly. Staunton, dearest, don't you love me anymore? Remember how good we were together? I was so hoping that we could patch things up.
I'll kill you!
He's not interested, lady. Take the hint. Apparently she did, because she's gone now. That's good for us. Let's see what we got here. Cultist. Sharpshooter, wizard. Yeah, those guys are annoying because of the poison ability. This one's a level 5, which is a lot more powerful. Thankfully, we have a group of people helping us out. On our own, this might not be very easy for us to do. Go ahead and power us up. Go ahead and set that up so I don't have to worry about taking reduced damage, because these things have damage resistance to 5 except for glitter cold iron.
You've crossed the wrong mongrel.
So cold iron weapons are actually very useful here. Moved up. Didn't look like that had much impact, unfortunately. Trying to see if I could get a lucky hit on one of them before they did that. I think that's the only I have only one spell slot for that, so once they use it, they can't really do it anymore. Though it does keep you out of the conflict for several turns, if you fail a savings throw, that is. That's why I wanted to get her out of that. It's a poison effect. So it looks like he's poisoned and feared. That's not good. Where do I go with you? That was a weak lay on hands. That was a good kill. Nice work. You're still paralyzed. So I'll bring you over here. We can actually see how long this effect lasts. 18 seconds. That's 3 rounds. Because each round is 6 seconds. And 6 times 3 is 18.
I'll just sit here. Don't worry about me.
Our tank's fallen quite a bit. That's concerning. I should come over here. I need cold iron to deal with that. Sadly, I'm gonna have to leave this to them because looks like all but maybe one of my guys is paralyzed. Yeah, they're all paralyzed. I can't do anything for a few rounds, so.
This hurts so much.
Wow, they're really focusing on her. Yeah, I do not like those demon guys. They're weak, but that poison is just brutal.
Lead on.
And I'm gonna need to heal again. That's a good heal.
A bright future awaits us. Together, we stand.
It's a good thing.
Damn, it's just not my lucky day.
Yeah, we
No
failed.
trouble.
We failed the check.
Easy.
And here we are.
Congratulations. You made it all the way here. This is it. Your precious Wardstone.
We weren't that far away from
What
you.
to do now, I could kill you where you stand, but wouldn't it be nice if you could die in battle like heroes? No. I want you to die in despair, scrabbling around like rats in the blighted ruins of your city, blind and broken, your flesh scabbed and seeping, and every moment knowing precisely what was done to you.
Yeah, this is more of a classic. The bad guy's arrogance is damning them trope. Your sadistic nature is causing you to make a mistake. You should just kill us right now because you're powerful, more than powerful enough to do it. You'll soon regret your decision to not take us out. Monegro.
Sounds terrifying. Except that's how we've been living for generations.
There isn't a soul that can resist the temptations of the abyss. Even a stone can be turned. I'm not joking. Your precious Wardstone, weakened from the injury inflicted by Discari, has almost succumbed to my charms. Soon the whole barrier around the world wound, the gift of your useless goddess, will be a weapon of the abyss. Just a little more, and boom. Every city with one of these eyesores stuck in the middle of it, from Canabras to Nerosian, will turn into smoking craters, and all the mortals into red sludge beneath our hooves. So you have a choice. Especially you, my pet. Kiss me on my dainty hoof. Pledge your loyalty to Baphomet. And when the world falls, its ruins shall be yours. Well, quite what am I doing to it? Probably the same thing I did to many of your comrades. Sweetly and tenderly persuading it to abandon the mortals and join our side.
Prepare to fight to the death, demon! We won't let that happen.
left one for me.
Let's just get into the battle. I want to say there's not much point. Well, yeah, this is going to be the final battle before we get to rest again. So pull off all the stops here if you want. But just know this. You have no chance in hell against her. 395 hit points. She has level 7 outside, level 17 outsider, level 11 witch. She has damage resistance 10, which means most of our characters are barely gonna tickle her. And she's got all this. She does a whole bunch of damage. 10 to 24 with her 2 claws. She can attack multiple times, it looks like. Yeah, if she actually gets serious in stopping us, we can't win. Night and day difference between her and what we've been fighting. I think she exhausted us. What she did was, yeah, it was exhaustion. Which weakened our stats a bit. That was just the beginning of what she has planned for us, unfortunately. Well, one of their guys fell. See how many we can take down before she decides to deal with us.
You won't survive me.
Another one bites the dust. Looks like our dwarf friend and Elizabeth are going right after her.
I'll cut you wide open.
Ah, my character was feared. Yeah, look at that, 38 damage. Thankfully she actually didn't use it on us. She used it on what? She used it on one of her guys, so he got killed instantly considering how weak he was. If that hits us, we're screwed. Heck, it almost killed him. It took him down to half. Almost killed her.
Endure this.
Well, looks like all that's left is her.
The spirits demand your blood.
Don't worry about me.
Fireball took out our tank, and looks like I think Lyman, our archer, went down. may go down, but I'm gonna loot these guys. I didn't actually do that last time, so and this will make up for me missing the room I missed. There's no chance we're winning against her anyway. She killed everyone but me. So this is the end.
Protect me, someone! I'm tired of playing around now. You want to know what will happen when I'm done with the Wardstone? Here's a little demonstration.
Alright, what she did before was she basically one-shot me when she hit me with the lightning hit. But in this one, she didn't quite do that. I'll be back. I need to do something real quick. Terribly sorry I had to leave during that, but I really had to use the restroom. Well, in case it wasn't obvious, we were not expected to win that. Even our two aides, the dwarf and the orc lady, orc paladin, they couldn't even stand up to her. So we had no chance. Yeah, that says you don't need ration or camp supplies to rest. This game gets rid of that entirely and says has a corruption system. Which if you stay in unsafe areas, rest in unsafe areas, it goes up and it has detrimental consequences to you if you. So after you rest a few times in a certain area, you may have to either go back to your hub world, or there's actually places that are immune to corruption.
Defenders was easy, but you were unconscious for so long, I was starting to worry we'd lost you. We couldn't stand up to the Demoness. Her spells were too strong. It's all right. We'll handle it somehow. You blacked out, but Staunton and I managed to get you here to the Defender's Heart. It used to be a tavern, but now it's our headquarters. We're gathering our forces here, and we're preparing to strike back.
Yeah, unfortunately, she was too much for us. Way too much for us. We tried, but we're honestly lucky we didn't outright die right there. Again, it's her hubris and not finishing us off that's gonna backfire against her later on.
Bad, but not hopeless. We're constantly getting news, and new sources of resistance keep springing up in the districts where everyone seemed to be dead. The survivors are gathering here. You should see them. Their faces, their eyes burning with determination. The city is destroyed, but our resistance is not broken. We will keep fighting. You heard what the demon said. They're going to desecrate the Wardstone and blow up the whole barrier around the World Wound. That would be an even worse disaster than the World Wound's expansion before the Second Crusade. Not only Canabris, but every city with a Wardstone will be destroyed, including the capital. We can't allow that no matter what. We will retake it, even destroy it if we must. Iomede's gift must not become a weapon of the Abyss. Demons have been filling Canabris with their spies and infiltrators for a long time. Unfortunately, I don't have enough people to attack the place right now, at least not blindly. I'd be grateful if you snuck in there and scouted out the situation. But just scouting. Don't be a hero. First of all, we need to decide what to do with the stone once we get it. What I'm about to say is classified. A traveler came to the city recently. A blind elf calling himself the Storyteller. He insisted he be allowed to examine the Wardstone, and he raised the alarm when his study was finished. Even before the demon attack, he had found some damage or flaw in the stone. Prelate Hulrune dismissed his words as nonsense, borderline blasphemy. But between you and me, the Prelate's opinion isn't worth much. I think the Storyteller knew what he was talking about. We could use his advice right now, if only we knew where he was. I remember the Storyteller spent a lot of time talking to Staunton, a dwarf from my unit. You saw him during the demon attack. The elf asked him about the history of the Crusades. Maybe the Storyteller told Staunton something about where we could find him if anything happened.
The Storyteller. For those of you who watched my previous walkthrough of the Pathfinder, Kingmaker, the Storyteller was a NPC that came to you after you established your kingdom, and he basically took old items you found throughout the world and made them into items for you. He also helped in your fight against Narissa. And so now they plan to bring him into this game, which is cool. He's an old character from Kingmaker that's making a return appearance.
There's another problem. After the attack, the demons began to gather their forces at the Grey Garrison. It'll be even harder to take them with a head-on assault. But I once heard soldiers talking about a secret entrance to the garrison. Trouble is, I have no idea where to look for it. As you explore the city, please keep your eyes open, in case you find something we can use. And one last thing. The Eagle Watch has lost a lot of soldiers recently. Some were killed, but others simply haven't been seen since the attack. In the chaos that is now Kenabris, it's next to impossible to confirm anything for sure. One of the missing fighters is Jana Aldori, a new recruit in the Watch. She got along well with Sela, and she often went drinking with her. I honestly thought Sela and Jana had died together. But now Sela's returned with you, and there's no sign of Jana. If you learn anything of her whereabouts when you're out in the city, please report back.
Jana Aldori kind of sounds familiar. I'm not sure about this, but she might be a returning character from Kingmaker as well.
May the goddess help you. We're still fighting, which means that Kenabris still hasn't fallen. If you come across any groups in the city that can fight, send them here, to the Defender's Heart. We'll need every fighter we can muster for the final assault. Yes, one more thing. If you're in the area, check out this address. It's our house. Mine and Anevia's. Well, it was our house. If the building is still standing, open the hidden compartment in the kitchen. It's filled with supplies for a rainy day. You can take whatever you find. You have more need of it.
And this is our hub world. You can rest in here to recover from death's door. Your personal chest, you can store anything. You want to keep. We got a rapier. It's a basic rapier though. Yeah, I usually use this because, well, I still haven't beaten the game and not entirely sure what I will and won't use, so if you're on the fence about something, you can put it in here so you're not overwhelmed. Like, you can only carry so much. If you get overloaded, you can't leave, you can't leave a map until it's taken care of. And also, this can hamper your movement speed and stuff if you play in a certain mode. Yeah, she's warning you that she's basically warning you that there are certain quest lines that you got to take care of quickly here, or else they'll be on, or else you'll miss the opportunity. There's one in particular about getting a new recruit. I unfortunately missed this the first time I did this because I went on exploring immediately. Yeah, there's like 2 characters that you can recruit that you need to recruit before this attack happens. And this attack happens in a few days. We're going to be heading to the marketplace first because it restricts our movement to other places. Also, that one of the companions I mentioned earlier, I know we have to get this companion before it is too late. You do get a vague warning, but the game doesn't outright tell you that if you don't do certain tasks before this attack, you'll miss the opportunity. And you'll miss out on potentially 2 recruitable characters. So we need to recruit them both early before it's too late. That and the siege, the imminent attack on this place, is a very hard one, and a long one too. So you're gonna want to be prepared for that. But first we leveled up. Now we're level 3. Oh, now that I'm at this level, my bombs will be more powerful. Now they deal 2d6 instead of 1d6. For those who don't know, 1d6 is rolling a 6-sided die, and whatever it lands on, that's your damage. Like if it rolls on 4 or 5, that's your damage. But 2d6 is like rolling 2 6-sided dice. And it's not quite easy to calculate. In some games, actually give you like a damage range of what the weapons do. They deal, like the bombs, they'll deal like, I believe I get my intelligence modifier as a plus the damage, so it's, so without that modifier, it's 2 to 12, because you can roll 2 1s, or which equal up to 2, or 2 6s, which equal 12. And you always add your intelligence modifier, which is plus 3 for me because I have 16 intelligence. So it goes up to 5 to 15 points of damage. It's fire damage. something I want to get here. Hang on, I'm trying to find it. Slashing Grace. I need no, that's slash. I believe no, that's only for slashing weapons though. I'm wanting to use a rapier with this character because of the 18 to 20 crit range. I believe it's Piercing Grace is what I need. Since I have a very high dexterity and not a very good strength, I'm planning on using my dexterity for damage rolls. And the Piercing Grace, I believe it's called, will allow me to use my dexterity for damage rolls. Unfortunately, it'll be level 5 before I can actually do that. So her damage will be very limited until that point. Thankfully, I do have a strength buff potion I can use to make up for that if I'm in a really hard fight. Where is it? I'm not really good at spelling, so there's a lot of feats you can get. A lot. A lot of feats are class specific or only work with certain builds, so a lot of these you can just ignore. Like Pummeling Style. That's for unarmed characters. Like Lion could probably use that. The Monk Archer. But anyone else isn't going to be able to use that. Slashing Grace. Yeah, this is for a slashing weapon though. It's weird, it's not here. Oh, it's Fencing Grace. So I need one. So I need weapon focus, and then level 5 I can get this. We got weapon finesse at level 1, along with dodge. Now we need to get weapon focus. So it kind of sucks I had to wait till level 2 levels before I can get fencing grace. I wanted to come. Hang on. I just wanted to look at it one more time. Weapon focus, one-handed piercing, yeah. So I need to get that next before I can get this. Weapon focus. Rapier. Now I need a rapier. I already have a rapier, looks like, so that's good. Unfortunately, it's only a bog standard rapier.
Friendship lasts forever.
Now we talk to our Horgus Grin and get our 2,000 gold. I forgot to save after this point. I should have got an autosave though. I could reload that. Because he's going to offer you more money, and I believe you have a persuasion check to see if you can get more from him. nobles. I failed the diplomacy check again. That's why I said I should have saved before talking to him. I forgot about this. Well, I'll reload the autosave I have and come back to this point. So I hope I got an autosave. Yeah, it's probably wrecked and looted. No, they have more important things to do than to help some snotty, arrogant noble. And they're right. The only reason I'm doing this for you is because you're paying me some money that I need to buy equipment to help fight the demons. Please tell me there was an autos. I don't know how far that is back. If I'm not careful, I could be forced to redo all... I probably will have to redo all of this again in another stream just to... Well, not another stream, but when I'm playing this when I'm not streaming. I'm gonna do a hard save right here.
Adventures are exciting.
I want to see how much progress I lost.
Smile, a gentle voice, and kind words will help me win their heart.
Because for how expensive things are and for how much I have money early game, I may consider going through all this again just so I can get the $2 grand. I really want that $2 grand, so it's worth re-rolling until you get it. The only redeeming quality that guy has is the fact that he gives you like $4 grand. Plus he opens up an area of his house that you can loot. That'll give you more useful stuff. Oh, we're at this part. Okay, that's not too bad. I'll redo that part then. I'll do that on my own time, though. Because I really want that $2 grand. It may be a cheap save scum tactic, but the money is very useful, especially in the early game. Not having that extra 1,000 might keep me from getting things I need. We need to talk to this guy here to learn where the storyteller is. We'll learn about this guy right here. Well, based on my what I know about him from Pathfinder Kingmaker, I doubt he's dead. He's a lot more powerful than he looks. Again, looks can be deceiving. She's a reoccurring. She's mentioned a few times, so here's the information on her. There, I left it up. She's the... Alec Vorash is the one who originally opened the world wound. Now for the condemned. Queen Gruffy is apparently, from based on what I'm reading here, is the ultimate leader of our little group here. I'll leave this up for a little bit. I'm not gonna leave it up for long, so if you want to read this, just pause the video and read it that way. I'm going to close it in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Sounds like me, you made a mistake and you're beating yourself up for it. But based on what she said, the demoness we fought back at the Defender's Heart it sounded like she from your. Yeah, it sounded like she manipulated you into doing it. Well, yeah, we're a major player in helping us get in the fight against the defender's heart, so you got that. I hope you aren't forgiven. That's what I'll go for. He apparently, this disgrace hurts him so much he doesn't even want to tell it to us. It must have been big. I think you get this line if you're an atheist character, which both characters I played are. Couldn't really choose a god anyway, so I just chose this route. And I know in a world full of gods, atheist doesn't seem like a logical thing to be, but here's the explanation. Here's the explanation right here. It mentions here they rarely doubt the existence of deities and acknowledge that they are very powerful beings, but they're deemed no more than that. They don't see them as... They don't recognize their title, basically. They just see them as powerful beings like a really powerful dragon or a lich or something along that lines. They don't think the world revolves around them and that they're all knowing, all powerful and all that stuff. Like other people who believe in them seem to think. And atheism isn't very popular in this world, so in a sense that's kind of something I share with the dwarf friend I just talked to.
A simple smile goes a long way.
This person is a cleric. He sells scrolls, diamond dust, which will be useful later on, a whole bunch of scrolls for healing that I can learn, which is cool. Got a few good amulets here. Yeah, a lot of expensive stuff, which is why you're going to want to try to get the most out of any chance you can to get gold, which is why I'm going to go back and oh, that's a good one for a witch character. All these kits are useful because you can actually create potions and scrolls, so shit. A wand to bless. How many charges do I have? 9. I'll buy one of those wands because they're useful. Whole bunch of neat stuff over here.
The world is full of wonder.
I overlooked him the first time I came through here. But there he is. This is a second merchant. He's got a whole bunch of cure light wound potions. I'll go ahead and buy like 12 of them. I think I bought 12 of them. Couple potions of blur. I'll buy those because I have a use for them as a mage. Okay, that's a recipe which is very important to get. Those will also be important to get. Those will allow us to cure diseases.
Adventures are exciting. Friendship lasts forever.
Those guys have something interesting, but I'll get to them a little later. This person is very important. this guy will basically recruit fighters to your group. Like, if you don't like the party the game gives you, you can use this guy to recruit people outside of that. I did that in my walkthrough when I recruited Vinindrith. I did that because there was no pure wizard in the cast for Pathfinder Kingmaker, and I wanted to have one. Even better was an arcane bomber, which is really good because I got extra attacks from him. Also, he can retrain your characters for free for the first 3 times. That's Pathfinder Society.
Hey, Chief! Ooh, hey, gorgeous. Come over here. I want to talk to you about something. Something really important.
Quit bothering the decent people in here, Woljif, or I'll knock your teeth out!
What's it to you, Delvin Dum-Dum? You were told to guard me, and I'm not stopping you. But no one told me I had to shut my trap. Get me out of here and I'll tell you. And don't worry, it's not contagious. Woljif Jeffdo. I deal in useful things. I can get you whatever you want. Anything. But there's just one problem. I'll lay it out for you. Simple job, 30 minutes tops. We go someplace, talk to someone, and in return, whatever you want, I'll get it for you. Some extra rations? No problem. Armor, weapons, scrolls, you name it. It's as good as yours. If you need my help with something, whistle and I'll be there. I'm handy enough with knives too, and even my magic know-how isn't too shabby.
What a load of guff! If you were good at magic, you wouldn't be stuck in here now, would you?
Don't you listen to him, Chief. He'd find fault with the Queen herself. I'll be useful to have in battle, and I'll sell whatever you want at a reasonable price. It's your lucky day. You won't meet another gem like me in Kenabres. Does it really matter? Don't get hung up on the past, Chief. Don't look to the future. Live in the here and now.
He was caught thieving.
That's easy. You know Irabeth? Feisty-looking gal, always wears armor. You can't miss her. She's the meanest fighter in the whole city. When you see her, put her in a good word for me, will ya? Tell her there's this guy, Woljif, locked up for no good reason in the Defender's Heart. Well, for the follies of his youth. And he really wants to get out on bail so he can keep up his good behavior and make a contribution to society. You got that? Will you do it? I knew I could count on you. Knew it the moment I laid eyes on you.
their trouble. A simple smile goes a long way.
So yeah, she manipulated him into getting rid of the one thing that was protecting the city. Here, this will give us some background about the Sword of Radiance we got in the Shield Maze. Cool. Well, you're gonna be in the business of knowing me then. And here's what he sells. Sell all this. Think about selling that. Radiance is basically this sword. See if I can't find a better rapier. Should be a Masterworks in here. Right here, this is what we want. The cold iron is especially useful because we fight a lot of demons that have that damage resistance. I got this for my arcane writer. This is a good one too. Basically, this makes ranged attacks deal less damage. but you lose perception. I can't put that on my monk archer because he's my perception guy, but I could find someone else to use it. Maybe I could have a mage equip it. A mage that doesn't rely on perception.
Adventures are exciting.
I don't know if there's stuff up here. Oh, there. Get all that extra stuff and then we could sell it for more money. Yep, this is our little defensive line against all the demons and cultists out there. We need to talk to Erebeth here. The stream's getting a bit long, so I'm kind of wondering if I want to go deep into her lore or not. But the reason I came to her is to talk about our tiefling friend. There, we didn't even have to persuade her to do it. She's like, okay, take him. So he couldn't have done something that serious if they're willing to let him go. Yeah, this will take a while. Go ahead and save it, because I think there's a skill check over here. Over here as well.
A sweet smile, gentle voice, and kind words will help me win their hearts. And if that fails, I'll use my sharp nails instead.
There's actually something really interesting you can get from doing this. So I'd recommend doing this before you leave and explore the world. She thinks high of herself. Yeah, I'm just gonna get to the meat of this. I thought I wasn't going to get this for a second because I failed both checks. But this is the reason why I wanted to talk with her. That's a really good weapon she gave you. So you can talk with her and debate, okay, I didn't get this the last time. So I got an even better reward than I did last time. This is what I wanted to get from her. Claw of Jiska. It is a short sword, a +1 sword that also has 1d6 extra fire damage. In other words, this weapon is much stronger than what I'm using right now. And it's a light weapon, so it's only +7. Though it deals much more damage. When I was using the rapier I had before, I am slightly more accurate, but it only deals 2d7. The claw I got from her deals 4 to 14 damage. Though since it's not cold iron, the rapier is actually better. So for the next few levels, this will actually be the weapon I will use. This is actually going to be a good weapon for lining here. Shame I missed this the first time around.
Friendship lasts forever.
Nah.
The world is
I'll do this later. Let's go talk to our next companion. And then I'll probably call it. Of course, I'll be redoing a whole bunch of stuff, since I want to have the $2,000 instead of the $1,000 gold. And I forgot to say before talking with them because I forgot about that skill check. Do I still have that autosave? I do.
Is there trouble?
Well, Chief, what do you got for me? You must be a smooth talker. Come on, Delvin. Get these bracelets of yours off me. I'm going free.
You're sure to regret this. This tiefling will fleece you for everything you've got. Mark my words.
You're a bitter little man, Delvin. Petty and mean. You can't even be happy for me, can ya? I pity you. I'll leave you alone with your sad little soul. So long. And now, Chief, straight down to business. You see, I'm one of those guys that people around here call thieflings. We just call ourselves the family. After we knocked over that shop and I got stuck here in the Defender's Heart, a little bird told me that Big Sister Charisme wanted to see me. Said she had some questions to ask me. You following? Now, she won't be asking me questions like, Woljif, how'd you manage to get out of this one? Or, Woljif, you're so thin, didn't they feed you? No, something serious has gone down, and I just know they want to try to pin something on me. I can feel it in my tail. So, I knew right away that I couldn't go alone. You turned up just in time, Chief. You don't need to do anything when we get there. Just stand behind me and look mean, and I'll handle the rest. Somehow. Let's go. I'll show you the way.
So we free him, and he gives us the quest. What do these even do? Is it like some secret... I feel like there's a puzzle here of some sort. Because what else would those levers be there for? I'll figure it out later. Well, we're close to the 3-hour mark. I'm going to be stopping the stream soon. Before that I do that, I can probably introduce you to one last character. No, but I mean by introduce, I mean talk to, Actually, should I even bother? Nah, I won't. I didn't do it in my last stream. I just did that off screen. I got all the major things I wanted to in this stream, so I'll just go ahead and end it. I'll have to replay a certain part, unfortunately, so I can get the 2 grand gold. I'll have to remember to save it afterwards, but I won't show it in the stream. So thanks for joining me. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.